Entrepreneurially Thinking is a presentation of BioSTL and CET, the Center for Emerging Technologies, with Rare Gem Productions, changing the way you view new ventures, including you on the pathway to success with your business in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. Here's your hosts, Cheryl and Christy. Now let's get thinking entrepreneurially.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. Our goal is to boost your entrepreneurial mindset and create pathways for business success in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. I'm Christy Maxfield.
And I'm Dr. Cheryl Watkins-Moore, the Director for Bioscience Inclusion with BioSTL. Hey, Christy.
How are you today?
Hey, I am fabulous. How are you, darling?
I'm doing really well. I taught all weekend at Whistle, at WashU.
Woo.
Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, 15 great students who were with me for about 21 hours.
Oh, my God.
So I'm a little crispy.
Marathon, baby. Marathon.
We did fast, hard immersion into entrepreneurship. So if they can do it, anybody can do it.
There you go.
So
that's entrepreneurship.
Shout
right?
out to them because I know they're all working full-time gigs and going to school full-time. So it was really an honor to spend time with them.
I know it was fun too.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I got a few kudos for that as well because I think they were as scared as I was about spending 21 hours together. But we also got new podcast listeners out of it because I posted our podcast on the website that we use. And I have already had some of my students listening to our interviews and getting prepped for who they should be meeting to expand their personal network. So
cool.
I'm really excited about that. We love when new people listen to our shows, and our listenership is growing. So we want to make a bigger impact. We want to reach more people, and we want to do that with your support. So
and we're bringing on some really cool guests.
We always have really cool guests, but now we're we thought we might hit a plateau of coolness, and then we shot right through it.
We're going to Mars,
and
baby.
The ladies we have here today are part of that as well. So, what we have to do is thank our founding presenting sponsors, BioSTL and CET, for their renewed and continued support. We couldn't do any of this and be with you and have new guests if it wasn't for them. So whether you're checking out Cheryl's Bio-Inclusion program or you're looking at, I think there's an SBIR, STTR program going on right now, taking up every parking space, but we won't say nothing about that. And
That's
Square
good.
One and Ignite and all that.
Companies.
It's all good. So help us spread the word. Share the new episodes when they come out each week. Shout out to your favorite guests.
Yes.
Invite your friends to listen and find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you get your
Wherever
podcasts.
you are, we're there with you.
Yes, scary, huh?
Yeah, that is scary. Anyway, talking about entrepreneurship and your weekend, today we've got a great conversation around entrepreneurship, which I think is expanding more and more to create space for young people at this table.
There's no need to wait.
People at this table. Absolutely. Youth entrepreneurship programs and training have been created for children in now elementary school, middle school, as well as high school.
Yep. Colleges have all sorts of clubs and programs. You can just ride that train all the way through.
Absolutely. So start in elementary school, guys. You can get your college paid for. Okay?
Ooh, okay. That's a mama talking.
So there you go. When we come back, we're going to meet a couple of young entrepreneurs who are gaining invaluable lessons and experience from the organization that has been training and grooming young women for over 100 years.
Can they guess?
There's a teaser out there.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. So, as we always say, stay listening.
CET, the Center for Emerging Technologies, is a proud founding sponsor of this Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. We want you to know all about the great things they are up to. Square One is CET's flagship program for entrepreneurs. It's a hands-on training program designed to provide support to first-time entrepreneurs in the St. Louis region actively engaged in the development of bioscience, information technology, or advanced manufacturing commercial enterprise. To learn more about Square One Bootcamp or Square One Ignite, visit CETSTL.com. And for your renewed and continuing support, CET, we say thank you.
My name is Taylor Boaz with Troop 386, and thinking entrepreneurially to me is helping people solve problems.
I'm Aria Pelikan. I'm with Troop 152, and thinking
Entrepreneurially to me means working at a problem and never giving up.
So if you hadn't already guessed, we are joined by the Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri. We're really excited to have them with us.
Yes.
Bonnie Barczykowski, the Chief Executive Officer, is with us.
We are we must be doing something. We got the CEO of the Girl Scouts here. This
special.
is amazing.
Have you not gotten the memo? We are special.
Guess. Yes.
Okay.
And she brought along
And we're former Girl Scouts, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Maybe that's it.
Like, doesn't that go back to work in your network?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Everything counts. So Cheryl and I were both Girl Scouts. We've got 2 Girl Scouts with us here today. We've got Bonnie with us. And as you might know, the Girl Scouts are known as the preeminent leadership development organization for girls. They've got programs coast to coast and around the globe. Mm-hmm. And right now, 1.8 million girls and 800,000 adults are part of empowering every girl.
That's amazing.
And if you're wondering what GIRL stands for, it's go-getter, innovator, risk taker, and leader. So that is a great, I mean, I know we could have stolen it from them, but they've trademarked it. They followed our advice. They got their IP in order.
There you go.
Perfect. They've been listening. So they're out there and they're changing the world. With us today, with Bonnie today, is Aria Pelikan. She is a brownie. And 13-year-old Girl Scout Cadette, Taylor Boaz. They're both extraordinary examples of leadership and young entrepreneurs. And I want to thank you all for being with us. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So we're going to, you know what? Aria has been on radio before, y'all. And so I think we're going to let her start us off, and then we're going to get to know Taylor and Bonnie a little bit better, right?
Yes. Our
Does that
brownie.
sound good?
Let's start with the brownie.
Okay. Because who doesn't want to start with the brownie?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a 9-year-old brownie, and I've been a Girl Scout since I was a 5-year-old Daisy.
Oh, wow.
And my mom's the troop leader of my troop.
What troop number?
152.
Okay.
My troop has gone through a split.
Okay.
When we started brownies in 2nd grade, we had to split because we had so many girls.
That's great.
When we were in Daisies, we got so many girls, we had to split at the start of brownies.
That's amazing.
That is great.
My mom, as the troop leader of the original troop, she kept our original troop number, and the other half had to get a new one.
So if you thought after 100 years Girl Scouts weren't still growing, here's your proof that they are.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
You have a lot of girls. What school do you go to?
I go to John Weldon Elementary.
And where is that located?
That's located in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Okay. Great.
Fabulous. Well, I'm glad you got a sunny day to come up here and spend some time with us because it was all sorts of gloomy yesterday. Yeah. Taylor.
Hi.
You're a Girl Scout Cadette. What is that? So help our listeners understand. So we start with daisies, then we go to brownies, and then is Cadette the next step, or did I skip over something?
You skipped something.
Juniors.
I did skip some. I am comfortable admitting that I can be taught new things.
Girl Scout. She ain't been around in a long time.
Clearly, I need to brush up on my Girl Scout hierarchy.
I think when you were younger, you either started with pixies.
Oh, maybe. I definitely started as a brownie. I
started as a brownie.
I think I missed the Daisy Pixie.
It was it was pixies a while ago.
Yeah.
And then it started to become daisies.
All I know is when I ended, I had a green uniform.
And that was juniors.
Juniors.
Oh,
I was one. I didn't even know, and I didn't go. Anyway.
So Taylor,
tell us about you.
So I'm in 8th grade, and I'm 13 years old, and I go to Parkway Central Middle School.
Great.
And well, I've been in Girl Scouts since I was 5 years old. Also.
Wow. So we have longevity here sitting here. What attracted you to the Girl Scouts? Why did you choose to be a Girl Scout? Because it's a choice, right?
Yeah.
Or no, because your mother, I know how that works. The choice is your mother puts you in there.
That's how I started, but then the choice to stay was mine.
Exactly, because you are now a cadet. So why did you stay in Girl Scouts?
Well, I realized how much fun it was. Also meeting new friends in the troop and getting together, like doing stuff like this and selling Girl Scout cookies. and going on a trips and stuff.
Oh, wow. Have you guys been down to Juliette Lowe's birthplace yet?
Yes, I've been there 3 times.
Oh. I went there once. Okay.
I was a Girl Scout in New Jersey, so I'm again lacking in my Girl Scout experiences.
So, Bonnie.
Yes.
Tell us about what you know what? You are the head of an amazing organization. And for full disclosure, Bonnie, we met 5 years ago when she took on the role as a Girl Scout. And I know, Christy, you have...
I did some volunteer work on an advisory board during strategic planning and been connected with a few other members of the leadership team. So.
And I think Bonnie is amazing, you guys. I mean, when she took over this role, I mean, she has really, I think, done a great job. So tell us about your role, why you chose to come to the and become the CEO of this organization and what you're doing.
So you get to see 2 examples right here of why I do what I do. Because, people worry so much about our world today. And if you spend a few minutes with some of our young women, you stop worrying about the future because it's in really, really good hands with these girls. So
absolutely.
I came to the organization 6 years ago, 5 years as CEO, and perfect timing. As Christy said, she participated in strategic planning. So my timing was really ideal because membership had been on a decline. And we had to look and say, what can we do? And we owe it to our girls to continue to evolve, make sure we're building skills to help them be successful in their personal and professional lives. So we've come a long way and we have evolved. And this year we locally celebrate our 100th anniversary of Girl Scouting.
Congratulations. We've got fist pumps going on there. We're pumping our fists in excitement. That's a huge milestone. That's really, really cool. Were you also a Girl Scout?
I was not. So it also leads to why I love leading this organization. I remember as a young girl begging and begging, and I wanted to be in Girl Scouts. And I think any and every girl who wants to be a Girl Scout should get to be a Girl Scout. So breaking down any barriers or obstacles that keeps girls from being able to be part of the organization has been one of my goals. So
that's phenomenal. I just saw a piece, and you probably saw this on CBS Sunday Morning about a week or so ago, how now the Boy Scouts are now inviting girls into their organization. What's your thoughts on that, Bonnie?
So there's always been co-ed opportunities for girls.
Some of our other guests are not very enthusiastic about that.
We see thumbs down.
There's a few thumbs
down.
There's always been co-ed opportunities for girls. This just adds to the list of opportunities that are out there. I think our young girls would agree that girl-only environment really inspires them to be able to be who they're going to be and not have any inhibitions along the way. So we have to keep doing what we're doing and doing it well, and that's being the largest leadership development organization for girls. And we'll keep doing that.
I think that's amazing because I think what you guys bring to girls is very, very special. As what you just described, I mean, having wonderful role models like you got right here, and then having those role models see women that are leading these troops that are, I think it's yes, you can have a Boy Scout organization that invites girls in, but you haven't lived a life as a girl. Yeah.
It's
as a young
special
man.
opportunity.
It is very special. So I hearken back to, when you're going on camping trips and different trips like that, having that experience of having a woman there that can maybe share in that experience and, just be there as a role model to our young women, I think is outstanding. So
along those lines, Taylor, when you think about girl standing for go-getter, an innovator, risk-taker, leader, which of those do you identify with?
Either goal-getter or risk-taker, I guess.
Ooh, so tell me about both of those. What does it mean to be a go-getter for you?
Well, usually when I'm selling my cookies, I will always let them know what my goal is. And now that I'm raising money to go to a Europe trip, I also tell them why I'm raising the money.
Okay.
So the European trip is part of Girl Scouts?
Well, we're using it throughout our Girl Scout trip. So the money that we raise for the cookies goes to our trip.
So where in Europe are you guys planning on going?
I don't know all of the locations, but, but I know we're going in Florence, Italy, Pompeii, and London.
I'm going.
I think if you would like to be one of the 800,000 volunteer adults, then you could, and Bonnie can probably hook you up.
I know. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So tell me a little bit about Risk Taker, and then we'll ask Aria to answer the same question.
So sometimes you have to make decisions and you don't know. Like some people, I will ask, maybe they might not want to sell cookies because they have diabetes. But then, I might as well just go with what the heck with it, because you can ask for trefoils for people with diabetes.
So there are options there.
So even when somebody potentially might say no, you say there's not anything to be lost by trying, because I got lots of options. Right?
A true saleswoman, right?
I think I also, I think I've seen a recent Girl Scout commercial too, where there's a gentleman who says, I don't have my wallet. And they're like, no problem. We take this term, and no problem. So I think that the resourcefulness of being able to come up against a no and still have a way to turn it into a yes is really exciting. So Aria, when you hear go-getter, innovator, risk-taker, leader, what are you thinking of?
Well, can I add on to what she was saying
Absolutely.
earlier? Sure. There's also an option for even those who don't even want to buy or have eaten so many, or there's an
You should just say no to another box.
The other option is donating to the people in the USO of Missouri.
Oh, very cool.
It's our 5th anniversary partnering with them.
And what is the USO? Do you know? Can you tell me?
We give people across the seas a taste of home.
Oh, so when our men and women in military in uniform are overseas, they can get a box of Girl Scout cookies?
For every $4 a customer donates.
That's amazing.
Wow, that is a great partnership.
Oh, my goodness.
So you're doing good here and at home as well as now outside of the country. And with our military
really cool.
folks. That is
what a
amazing.
great partnership. Is that a national partnership
No,
or a
we
local?
do that locally. And last year, the girls in the community supported with 77,000 boxes of cookies.
Oh, wow.
Including me.
Including you.
I got 450 boxes.
Wow.
Well, let's talk about how many she sold last. How many did you tell us that you sold, Aria, last year?
Last year, I was able to sell 3,700, including the ones I donated.
Very cool. How about you, Taylor?
Let me see. The year before last, I remember I sold 5,000. I was really happy for that.
That's a big one.
That is huge. That is. Where are you guys going to, like cities?
Well, clearly,
Everywhere we can.
everywhere they can.
There you go. They're
and they know their
entrepreneurs.
target market.
There you go.
You
There
should
you
see
go.
their marketing plans. They're pretty amazing.
So how do you guys develop those? Do you actually do those within your troops?
Well, my parents have like this little area in our dining room called my Cookie Command Center.
You have a cookie command center. Awesome. How about you, Taylor? Do you have a cookie command center?
Well, in a way.
Okay, it looks a little different. No worries.
Instead of her living room, it's my dining room. So
It was my dining room.
Okay. So we're both using the dining room for lots of purposes.
And obviously, you have to be strategic because you have to figure out where you're going to sell them, right?
Right.
What area, what time? Because I'm telling you, when I go to the supermarket, and that's an old term, the grocery store, I can see numerous girls lining out there, and they are very strategic about time of day that they're there, who they're talking to. So you guys, when we go back to this girl, risk taker, go-getter,
innovator, leader.
That's what it's about.
Yep.
You guys are being very strategic and selling 5,000 and 3,000 boxes of cookies. That's amazing.
It is. And we're going to come
amazing.
back and talk to them more about how they've planned out their business strategy, and also talk with Bonnie about what it looks like from her point of view.
Exactly.
BioSTL is a proud founding sponsor of this entrepreneurially thinking podcast, and we want you to know all about the great things they are up to. BioSTL fosters collaborative efforts to advance innovation and entrepreneurship that builds on St. Louis's world-class medical and plant biosciences. Their global STL initiative aims to build a direct link between St. Louis and other countries by recruiting high-growth international companies to establish a United States presence in St. Louis. You can learn more about BioSTL and the Global STL Initiative by visiting biostl.org. And for your renewed and continuing support, BioSTL, we say thank you.
Bonnie Barczykowski, Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri, CEO. thinking entrepreneurial to me means thinking of a issue that needs to be solved, and I have the opportunity to provide the solution.
Well, Aria, as you reminded me while we were on break, you didn't actually get to answer my question, so I'm going to ask you again. Of go-getter, innovator, risk-taker, and leader, what do you most closely associate yourself with?
A go-getter and a leader.
So tell me a little bit about why. Why a go-getter and a leader?
A leader because outside of school and outside of Girl Scouts, I lead in other ways. Like when I'm not selling cookies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me.
Since I'm the daughter of the troop leader, I like helping my mom set up for them because we have to get there early just to have everything set up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom's the one who plans the meetings.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm also a leader during school because when I find out when a meeting is and I get a question from one of the other girls in my troop, when is the next meeting, I have the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like the extension of the troop leader.
Yeah.
That's
She's
great.
like a co-leader.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And being able to take that leadership role in school as well as outside and helping mom, that's fantastic. We really like that.
So let me ask you guys this, because you are already little entrepreneurs doing your thing right now. What do you want to do, Taylor, when you, what's your aspirations in college and beyond? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to be a pediatrician.
Okay.
So
You need to talk to Dr. Cheryl Watkins more about what it means to go to law school. I just sent you to a different university, to medical school.
Yeah, but I could not treat, I love babies, could not do it. So, yeah.
But still, you guys should talk.
Yes,
A pediatrician,
that's
that's great.
good. So you'll start your own practice, and
Right.
that's what you're looking to do from your, are you thinking about any other entrepreneurial aspirations at this time?
no, I don't think so.
Selling more cookies.
Yeah.
And Aria, what do you want to do?
Before I answer that question, I didn't get to finish why I'm a go-getter.
She needs a go-getter. Girl, there is no skipping over here.
Obviously.
Take control.
I'm a go-getter because on the very first day, I bundled up and went around my neighborhood when I knew most of the other girls in my neighborhood wouldn't do it because it's freezing cold outside.
She's competitive.
She's completely right. I would have tapped out. It's been really
That's
cold here this winter. I would have been like, I'll eat another box of cookies.
That's part of the entrepreneurial spirit, right?
It is.
Understanding your
Being
market,
willing to wake
understanding your
up and
competition.
go out when your competition's still
There
in
you
bed.
go. Go ahead and get it.
Awesome.
So, what do you want to do when you get past this? You're brownie right now.
Yes.
What do you want to do when you grow up? What's your aspirations? You want to be a podcast host? Because you can take our jobs.
Yeah. Clearly, we're falling down on the job.
No, seriously. What do you want to do?
I'm not sure yet, but I
Okay.
would like to be a CEO of a business.
That's wonderful. Love it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've got and Miss Bonnie here, you've got a great example of a CEO. And I heard that you took her place last year.
For a day. One day during the summer with two other girls. And the three of us got to ride in a limo.
Ooh.
We got to ride in a limo too.
I don't think Bonnie gets to do that every day.
No,
I actually made sure they knew that later.
Okay.
she doesn't actually get to ride in the limo every year for that certain prize. She doesn't get to ride in the limo for that.
I know, which means you actually got like an even higher level CEO experience.
Exactly. Bonnie, tell us about that program. What's the CEO for a day for Girl Scouts?
So the girls earn rewards, no different than anybody in any type of sales.
Incentive.
And so they have incentives, exactly. And so a couple years ago, we started one where our top 3 sellers get to come in and be CEO for the day.
Oh, wow.
So they come in together and they get to lead the organization. They actually lead an all-staff meeting. And they get their own email addresses and they sit throughout the day and we talk through some of the big things that cross our plate and they make some good decisions on behalf of the girls.
So what things did you said this is the 3rd year?
Yes.
So what things did the girls bring to you as a CEO that you maybe had not considered until they were sitting in your seat?
a lot of things that we talk about are what are their most favorite things to do in Girl Scouts. And we find that going to camp is one of almost every girl's favorite thing. And then we do so many collaborative programs right now with other organizations within the community. And the girls love being able to come to some of those programs and be with engineers from Emerson or be with scientists from the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center. So hearing what the girls like to do helps us know what we need to do more of.
Awesome. So for young women like Taylor and Aria who are going to grow up and do amazing things, be CEOs and pediatricians, what is the research? You've got 100 years of data on young women who have gone through Girl Scouts and gone on to do other things. Tell us what we know about women who were Girl Scouts.
So we know 70% of all women who hold leadership roles today were at one time in their life a Girl Scout.
Wow.
And I know if just from being in a community, both of you have said you were Girl Scouts. Whether you were a Girl Scout for a year or 13 years, you have memories.
Yes.
You look back and you know what skills you built. So we know it works, and we have to continue evolving at the speed of our girls so that we're providing the things they need today to be successful tomorrow.
That is great. And I know you guys have some great programming like with STEM focus for young women. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about some of those really cool programs that you offer for our young women today that helps them, build the next pediatrician, the next podcaster, CEO, right?
Yeah, and that's part of that evolution. Back in 2014, which is where Cheryl and I both met. Yes. We kicked off our 3 focus areas of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, money management, and health. And those are the focus areas in which we do. Now we have 183 program collaborators that bring experts in the fields in front of our girls so they can actually look at some of these women and go, that could be me in my future.
Absolutely.
And that's important. So for Taylor to get in front of a pediatrician, spend some time, know what it takes to get there, it's important that we provide those opportunities.
That's wonderful.
Wow. That's really great.
Wonderful.
And when it comes to, this is where I'm going to have a brain fart. They're going to edit this out. I knew exactly what I was going to say, and then I didn't.
Okay, so do you want me to fill in?
Nope. Just give me a second. That's why it's on videotape. Or whatever it is that we're recording. Video, audio, we got digital.
Right now.
Awesome. Even
across
better.
The world. That's even better.
Feed, right.
Okay, it's there. Just give me 30 seconds, not even. Oh, no. All right, you get to fill in. Go crazy. I'll come back to it. I'll cut you off.
So, Bonnie, tell us about what's next for the Girl Scouts. What's on your strategic plan to make this even more an amazing organization?
Part of it is looking ahead and going, these girls are actually going to apply for jobs that don't even exist yet today.
Yes.
So what's fascinating is that to just keep up with building the skills that they're going to need to be open to those opportunities that cross in front of them. So the more that we can provide opportunities at a young age, so from a young 5-year-old Daisy, to make sure that she realizes there isn't anything she can't do.
Absolutely.
So on our horizon is to make sure those opportunities continue so that girls are ready for whatever's going to come their way.
And how has the cookie drive, which most people think of as cute, right? We're talking real money.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We're talking thousands of boxes of cookies. We're talking real money for the girls to be able to go to Europe and do amazing things. But we're also talking about building entrepreneurial skills. So how did that go from being perhaps an activity that was not necessarily as connected to entrepreneurship as it is today?
Right. Well, and the basic skills, you're correct. I mean, it's evolved over time. Yes. So where our girls, last year we celebrate the 100 years of girls selling Girl Scout cookies. It's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, so our girls now have digital platforms.
Yes.
Well, that didn't exist 20 years ago. So girls can actually participate now in creating their own storefront on a website.
That's amazing.
And actually sell that way. Wow. That's what we're doing today in business. So to make sure that the cookie program evolves just as quickly as everything else does.
It's adapting to the way that people do business and just in general.
So as important as it is for mom and dad to bring in the order sheet, because
I was going to say that.
I know a lot of friends, that's how I was selling Girl Scout cookies.
Order
That's
sheet.
not how I did it.
How did you do it? Tell me how it's changed.
My dad works at KPMG, which is out here.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, and he doesn't take it to work. He doesn't take the order sheet to work. He lets me do the selling myself.
And how do you do that?
The only thing he does is he drives me around to the places I sell.
Well, that's good, because that means you're leveraging your assets.
There
a
you
dad
go.
with a car and a driver's license is an asset that you can leverage. So he makes sure that you have the opportunity to do the direct sale.
And while we're selling cookies, we learn 5 skills. We learn goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business
ethics.
Ethics.
Nice job.
That's right.
And just so you know, in the room we had friends counting down to make sure that she got all
Everybody
5,
knew.
and everybody was like silently prompting to make sure. And so, Taylor, which one of those do you feel like you're learning the most of when you're doing Girl Scout sales?
Mine, I have 2, which
Yeah?
are people skills and business ethics.
Okay.
So, what does business ethics mean to
I was
you?
going to ask that question. What
Well,
does
that's
that
because
mean
we
to
share
you?
a brain.
Yeah.
Well, I always tell people that to always have trust with your customers. So I usually come face to face, like Ari said, or emailing them if I can't reach them. And I also let my mom drive me around instead of her selling the cookies.
That's
And,
great. 'Cause
yeah.
the way I sold mine, I gave them to my parents and say, here's a sheet for you, here's a sheet for you. Go get it.
She delegated.
I was a CEO. And
You were working your assets
There you
back
go.
then.
there you go.
Girls, if you're watching right now, don't do that.
That's old school, right?
That's old school, and you can't hit thousands and thousands of
That's
boxes.
right.
I mean, what worked for us,
Right.
when the competition was lower, and the stakes might have been a little lower.
But I think what you guys have now, which we
Different
didn't
world.
have, is access. Like you say, you can build an online platform. You guys can sell through, I don't know if you use a Square or not, but there's PayPal. I mean, there's all different ways that we couldn't do. So, are you setting up websites, or is that how you're doing it? Taylor, tell us about what you're doing.
I also use the digital cookie website also, and I also get more sales from doing that too. And I think it brings even more trust to my customers because they know that they can either deliver it from me or the people that
They
deliver
can
to
get
them.
it from you.
Yeah.
They can just go online and order directly from you. You don't have to
Right.
have entirely a face-to-face presence, right?
Right.
That's amazing. So when did you guys, Bonnie, come up with that?
Well, this year they started the digital order card where the girls could actually, and most of them have created adorable videos that explain what they're going to do with their troop proceeds. And then they're able to send this out. They might have families in other areas that they don't get to see one-on-one, but they can actually reach out to them, and the families can choose whether to have the cookies shipped to them or to choose to have the girls delivered to them. So.
That's amazing. So you can put video on there, and you can really touch heartstrings without being in front of them. And you guys are all, well, you're a little bit young. Hopefully you're not all on social media, but
Digital cookie is very helpful for me because my dad is the youngest of 17. He's the youngest of 17.
oh wow, that is very helpful for
Wow.
you. So now
That's
we
a
see where that
built-in
3,000
market.
I was going to say, now we understand where
Now
that
you know where all
3,000
that
came
came
from. Okay.
Well, if you
Wow.
can't believe it, we have already spent 30 minutes talking to each other. It goes by super, super
Yes.
fast. So what we like to do at the end of our program is help people, take one message away from our entrepreneurs, and then also let people who are listening know where they can find out more information about our guests. So, Taylor, if you had one thing that you would tell young women and girls about following their dreams, what would you tell them?
No matter what the barrier is, try to cross it or go around it, and never give up.
I love it. Love
Awesome.
it. Dig under, go over, wherever way you got to get, right?
Yeah.
Really good.
Aria, same question.
For those young girls out there who want to start a business, you do the selling. Don't let your parents do it.
Okay.
Good.
Take control.
You're
Good.
cute. You're cuter than your parents.
No doubt.
Oh, my
Again, work what you got. I like it. It's very
Absolutely.
practical.
Absolutely.
Bonnie, what would you tell our listeners?
I would say young girls know that you can get great leadership development being part of Girl Scouts, but for all of us as women, we've got to reach back and pull up and bring those young girls behind us. So there isn't anybody who can't participate in some way by influencing a girl's life. So come and volunteer, whether it's for 1 hour, 1 year, or for many, many years, and come be a part of Girl Scouts.
Wonderful. And if they want to, how should they reach out to you?
GirlScoutsEM.org is our website, and our staff directory is on there. They can reach out directly to me. So
Perfect.
Awesome. So let them know you heard on the Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. You're reaching out to take her up on our offer and to find out how you can give back and be a part of making the next generation of women strong and empowered, go-getter, innovator, risk-taker leaders for the future.
We got 2 right here.
Every girl that participates in the cookie season has a chance of becoming a top cookie boss.
Woo! So with that...
or CEO of the Girl Scouts for a day.
The sky is the limit.
I was the top cookie boss, which is the top 3 girls. They're top cookie bosses.
All right. Well, I like to know my goals when I'm going out in the world, so that's the goal we've put out there. Aria has challenged all of you to be one of those girls who's going for that dream. So Taylor, thank you.
I was going to say congratulations, Taylor and Aria, on, you guys have just made
truly
Girl Scouts,
inspiring.
I mean, just huge for our listeners, for girls. Thank you guys for being here and telling your stories. And Bonnie, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Changing the way you view new ventures, igniting your thinking about entrepreneurship. It's Entrepreneurially Thinking. Get connected and discover more. Visit our website for show notes, resources, information about our guests, upcoming events, and of course, all your favorite episodes. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them for us in the comment sections, and be sure to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes. The best way to show love is to share. Let everybody know that you're thinking entrepreneurially. So visit our website, entrepreneuriallythinking.com. #ETHINKSTL. Entrepreneurially Thinking is another positive production of Rare Gem Productions. Thanks for listening.